We live? Are we live? I think. I've got some technical issues. I'm just trying to sort out the echo. Good morning, the bud files. I can't seem to take this echo off. Just bear with me. Right, doesn't look like I can get rid of that echo. Hopefully, it's not affecting yours. But it's getting a bit annoying. Okay, if somebody can just say hello in the chat, just so I can make sure that it is live. That's my chat box. Yeah, I couldn't get the internet to work, and it looks like we're just about sorted, but I'm having some issues with the phone. Anyway, we're doing this diamond painting, which is upside down. But what I'm trying to sort out is if I'm actually live. Okay, so this is where we was up to last time. It looks like I'm going to have to put up with the echo, but if it's affecting anybody else, if you let me know, and then I will have a look, see if there's another way I'm getting rid of it. So just in case nobody's ever seen or done any of these diamond paintings, I'm going to do my best to explain it to you. So on the last video, we went through and we filled mainly the background in. If somebody's in the chat, if they can hear the echo back, could you let me know? And I'll see if I can restart the stream on the live, on the vertical. Because I'm having some trouble trying to get this sound off. Anyway, so I have some tools. I have you all on the screen. And we're going to make a start. So these are the tools that you get in the kit, and then I bought a couple of extras as well. Today's a bit of a weird day because up until yesterday, I was seriously thinking that YouTube wasn't going to work for me. I've put so much effort in trying to build this up and so many hours, as everybody else would know. It's a hard slog. And I am a single parent with 2 children with special needs. And it was sort of impacting what I was able to do. I was spending time with the kids in the living room whilst I was doing some of the work on editing and things like that. But I wasn't able to give 100% focus just on them. So we've had a sat down and we've talked as adults. I was trying to figure out a way how I can do YouTube, how it can be sorted out so we can do YouTube still. So I'm going to continue slogging on. I know it's a bit of a weird thing to sort of bring up straight away, but I just wanted to let other creators out there know that it's not easy. It is a hard thing to be doing, and hopefully eventually we will reap the rewards. But I am only human and I will do the best I can, and we'll be uploading videos on I'm going to do like a bulk recording and then edit them and then post one a week, so it's consistent rather than panicking last minute to get these done. Right, so these diamond paintings, basically you get this number chart at the side, and that corresponds to these little baggies that you get. And there is thousands of little diamonds so that you can actually develop a piece of work. So what I'm going to do is go on to H, which is number 6. So I'm just going to find that. Normally I'd be fully set up and have all this prepared, but today just didn't want to go the right way at all. So I'm going to be setting up at the same time as chatting. But just to let people know in the chat, I am running a vertical and horizontal live stream. So I will be talking to 2 different chats. I have tried to sort of marry them up a bit with different apps, but I've not found a happy medium yet. I will get there. It's just, sorry, just opening this bag. It's just difficult to try and get it all set up, and then you're running last minute to try and get everything sorted. So these are a little tool that you get. You get these single ones, which is to place each individual single piece. And this is another one that you get with it. This is for longer pieces, so you can do the background. But I also purchased this. All this was from Temu. It's a very affordable craft, and it's easy for you to try a new craft without spending too much money. And then if it's something that you are interested in, you're able to, purchase and get something a bit more, a bit better quality. If that makes sense. Right, just want to say hello to everybody who's in the chat. Just started getting some chats coming through. Kevin, you finally made it. Welcome in. Keeping it real. Hello there. Thanks for coming in. Welcome in. And we have Handcrafted by Jackie, the lovely Jackie. Lovely to have you here. And then on the vertical streams, we have the Bud Files. Welcome in. Rita, hello, lovely. Smooth, I think you're someone new. I'm not seeing your name before, so hello there. And Lisa, you did a diamond painting and you gave up. Yeah, it does require some patience. And it does require you to be able to sit and do this for a while. Luckily, I've chosen a smaller one. And this is a gift from my lovely daughter, who helps me out with so many different ways in life. And I like doing these little things for her so that she sees the appreciation. And she is absolutely mad on Wednesday Addams. So I thought it'd be a nice little gift for her, for me to do this. It's a little personal thing that I've spent some time on. And hopefully she enjoys it. Is appreciative of the time that I spent doing it. But at the same time, I'm dealing with doing it for you, lovely guys. So 2 birds with 1 stone. Hey, I want to know how everybody in. Oh, we're silent, are we? That's not good. Is it just Jackie that can't hear me, or is it everybody? Has it been silent all this time? This isn't good. It seems that I haven't. microphone settings on. Let me just see if I can have a look. Okay. It wasn't meant to be a silent live, and I still don't know if you can hear me or not. Can people hear me? Really not had a good start to this live. People on the horizontal live, can you hear me? Oh, brilliant. Right. I don't know what happened there. I just reloaded OBS and it just seemed to sort it out. Right, so I'll just say hello again to everybody in the horizontal chat. I have had some technical difficulties this morning and this afternoon, and obviously that continued into the actual live. So apologies for that. So welcoming Kevin, I'm really pleased that you've finally made one of my lives. Then we had Keeping It Real, and we had lovely Jackie coming in, and now we have Butterroll Boutique. And answer to your question, Butterroll Boutique, get that right. I've had a stressful morning trying to get all this set up, and there's been some issues with the technical side. But as long as we're sorted out now, hopefully we can get on with the video and see where we go. So I really do apologise. It's just one of those things, and I'm still quite new to live, so that's my excuse. Your name is Dorothea. Welcome in, Dorothea. And on the vertical live, we also have Yvonne coming in. And I would like to know if you can hear that echo, because for some reason my phone is playing sound when it shouldn't. And it's sort of echoing back, so I'm just making sure that you can't hear it. I'll put up with the annoyance as long as it's okay for you. And we also have Nightbot in. It went on a holiday last time I did a live, so at least they've turned up as well. I don't know if anybody caught my premiere last week. I know a couple of you in chat did see it. I know Kevin definitely seen it. But I started a new craft again. I started off with buying something from Temu. And like I said, I find it a really good way to start a craft inexpensively. And the craft that I tried last week was something called quilling. Now, I've known of that technique for years, but it come to light that not a lot of people have heard of it. But I got quite a lot of enjoyment of doing it, more so than a lot of other arts and crafts that I've tried. So I ordered an automatic quill machine, like a little machine that quills it for you. So it wraps the paper into a circle, and then you make different shapes. And I recorded another video pretty much the day after I got that electric quiller, if that's what it's called. I'm not sure if that's the name for it. And I'll be posting that at some point of this week. And I was quite happy that I was able to make something 3D. So I've got loads of projects in mind of what I can do with this quilling, and hopefully I'll be able to bring you a bit more of that on lives when I do it. So I will be designing what I'm sort of sculpting in a way, and then putting it into a project and producing some pieces. Now, a lot of people like using quilling for like cards and other paper crafts, but it's got so much more potential than that. So what I generally do on my videos is I buy something, I have a play about with it, and then if I like the craft, sorry, brain's not working today. If I like the craft, I will then go and make a video doing what I'm doing after I've unboxed it and get to know how to use it so I can become better at using it. Now, certain projects and certain crafts take a lot longer to get used to. For example, at Christmas, I purchased myself a Cricut machine, and I have been working with it behind the scenes, but because the parts and things that you have to get to be able to use it are quite expensive, plus an extra major learning curve of how to use their program, it's taken me a number of months to sort of get to where I'm at with it. But that is something that I will be looking at posting very soon, along with the mistakes that I made. So if there is anybody out there who likes to do or would like to do Cricut, I know a lot of people actually have the machines, but they're stored away because they're so complicated, the program wise, to be able to use them. And I'm hoping to simplify what I've learned so I can help people take them Cricut machines out of the cupboard, blow the dust off, and start using them, because they're an amazing machine, and you can create so many things with them. Right, we've got extra people coming in. Hey, Famida, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Welcome in. Who else have we got? Oh, Amanda. Hello, Amanda at Scraptastic Crochet. Keisha, welcome in, lovely. And who do we have? We have the same people on the horizontal, so that's perfect. Right. It looks like we're back to where we should be before all the technical issues. Okay, so the reason why I'm doing it this way is because I want to keep it as less complicated as I can whilst I'm doing these lives, just because I've not got used to doing them properly yet. And even though I've done a few now, I seem to have technical difficulties every time I come to do it. So I'm hoping that I will be able to do more lives, therefore using less time doing editing. Because what seems to be happening is I'm spending so much time on editing, it's taking the time away from my family. And up until yesterday, I was on the verge of giving up YouTube. But I had to just rethink it. Because it was taking so much time up doing the editing, I'm going to try and be a bit more raw on it. So any big projects, anything, really big, obviously I'll be editing them. But generally on the day-to-day filming, I'm either gonna be doing lives, or doing basic editing on basically taking all the mistakes out that I make, all the ums and ahs and all that type of stuff, and try and simplify it a bit so I'm not spending so much time on the editing side of it, because I still want to do the crafts, I still want to do everything, but I'm finding the time constraints difficult. So I need to make it work for me, and obviously produce something on a consistent basis, which is really difficult when you have a lot going on. Jodie, welcome in, lovely. Okay, so we've not got a lot left on this, to be honest. We did manage to fill quite a lot in it last time. But I'm going to go on to the L's. And what you do basically is on this side, it'll tell you the letter and the number. And then you take the corresponding packet. This one's got an 11 on it. Always use scissors to open it, because to separate them, because I did it once and the diamonds ended up everywhere. So I'm basically emptying this into these little trays. Again, bought from Temu. They are cheap and cheerful, but they do help separate these little tiny diamonds. So I'm not going to put a full amount out, because in these little trays there's little grooves, and there is better ones than these, and I do have one somewhere. I've just not actually found it. And we're going to move on to that lettering. I have a little echo. It's not the only little thing I've got, Amanda. I've got a little pain in the neck at the minute. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm trying to turn it down. Just let me try again. Where's it coming from? Hello? Right, it's coming from that one. Just bear with me, I'm just going to see if I can get rid of that echo. For some reason, it's not letting me take it off. Hello? Is that any better? I think I might have sorted it. Possibly. Has the echo gone? It has on my... Done. Are we back on? There's no sound. Is the sound now? What have I done? Any sound? Oh, I don't know what happened there. Basically just turned my phone back on, but thank you for letting me know about that. Like I was saying, technology is allergic to me. Technology and me in my ripening age is not working for me. I used to be what you class as a whiz kid when I was at college. I was studying computers, I was doing programming, I was extremely knowledgeable about computers. And then I had children later on in my 20s, and I think the baby brain went the baby brain stayed when the children were born, because ever since, my brain has never been the same. Kendra, welcome in, lovely. We've been having some technical difficulties, but hopefully hopefully. Sam, welcome in. How are you? Long time no see. It's really great to have everybody over here. I want to talk about this anyway, because everybody goes through this, and my channel is about creating and relating. So we're creating. At the same time, I'm hoping that we're relating. And the thing I want to talk about today mainly is the difficulties I've been having for the last few weeks. I've been struggling to sort of keep my pain levels low. I'm not sure who is aware, but I have a condition called fibromyalgia, and it affects me in many ways, including a lot of pain and fatigue. And I need to try and balance, as a single parent of children with special needs, my life, my disabilities, their disabilities, and trying my best to have an attempt at this YouTube. It's something that I wanted to do a long, long time ago, and I never had the courage, but also the capabilities of actually doing the time and the efforts of putting it into it. I've had to do a lot of efforts around my children, around meetings, around specialists and hospitals and doctors, and things for myself in the same respect of disabilities, etc. So I thought when my children went to college, I would have a bit more free time on my hands, so that when the children are all grown up, and they're going to need some support, they will need that anyway, but when they're all grown up and I'm able to do things that I want to do, which has been restricted for so long, I didn't want it to be where I just had nothing there. I wanted to sort of build this up in the background, and I gave myself a period of 2 years to see if it works, if I can build a community up and being able to chat with people, things like that. And these lives have been great for that. This is basically my social life. I don't go out, I rarely go out. And when I do go out, it's generally to do something with one of the children. My mum and dad do watch the kids every 6 weeks, so I can have a night to myself. But generally, I'm that exhausted. I tend to stay at home and watch a film and have a little drink to myself. I don't drink while the kids are there, so that's my time to have a little drink. But since finding you guys on YouTube and certain particular people who I've become quite close with, who have helped loads. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't even imagine the support that people do get on this channel. That's something that I want to say a huge thank you to Kevin for, that he provides that space for like-minded people. And by the way, just in case you don't know who Kevin has a channel called Tuber Chat. And I join him. I try to do 3 times a week. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't, but I generally try and be there for some of the time at least. And he helps grow communities, helps grow your channel. And I've met some really lovely people in there, and I've become friends with a few people, and it's about forming those relationships. And we've been able to support each other on our journey through YouTube, and it's just made it that bit easier. There's been a few times when I wanted to give up YouTube because of the demand of what you need to do and how much work is in the background. But they really do help you go past that point and just go, no, I'm going to continue it. Just having a bad day or a bad week, and try again on the next one. And that's what's been really good about being part of Tuber Chat family and being able to talk to them. Even though you can only type small little parts on the chat, it really does help knowing that you've got that support there, and other people have either gone through what you've gone through or going through what you're going through, and it just makes it that little bit more tolerable. That you've got somebody there to support you. They've been through it or going through it, and it just makes it a little bit more, what's the word? You don't feel as alone. Okay, I need to catch up with some of these chats. So let's see. We've got highs. Kendra says, yes, I was talking to a friend yesterday about how much of a blessing Kevin is. He has been the reason for so many amazing friendships and connections. Completely agree with you. You do get the odd person coming in and then you never see them again. But generally, the people that are in there have either been there for years and years and years, or have joined, a couple of times, but have kept on coming back. And it really is a blessing to be able to be part of that group. If anybody doesn't know, the channel name is Tuber Chat. If you just go to their live sections, and I'm pretty sure that, all of us will make you feel welcome there. It's a very welcoming group, and you get a lot of hints and tips and tricks and knowledge. Kevin is very knowledgeable, to say that. He knows what he's doing. He's been on YouTube since day dot, I believe. So yeah, head over there and check it out if you've not done so already. Now, let me check up on the vertical live. We have Happily Ever Eats. Welcome in. I think this is your first time in. I did recognise your name from Tuber Chat from last night. Saw you live and had to come in and say hello. It was a pleasure meeting you yesterday. Totally agree with you. Happily ever eat. Sorry, happily ever after come straight out then. Tam, you're very quiet today. Just saying hello, are we? You're just getting a taste of the room, a feel of the room. And Crafting by Jacket, you've moved over to the vertical live. It's good that you're all sort of swapping from different ones just to see if the experience is any different. If you would like to put a comment in the if you would like to put a comment in the comment section at the end of the video, when it all goes off, just let me know whether you prefer the vertical or the horizontal, and I will get a better idea of where to go in the future with what I'm doing. Okay, what else we've got? couple of people saying hello to everybody. Amanda, I'm so tired. Today was my first time on a bicycle in years. Because it's not true, though, is it, that you never forget to ride a bike? Last time I tried it, I fell off the bloody thing after about 10 years of not riding one. Needless to say, I can't ride a bike anymore, so... Can you hear me? Real sorry for the technical difficulties today. I definitely have an allergy to it all. I don't know what's going on. I'm hoping that I'm back. Yeah, right. I don't know what's going on. It seems like my screen goes off and the sound goes off. Let me see if I can sort that out so it doesn't happen again. Just bear with me 1 minute, if that's something I'm able to do. How would I do that? I'm just going to have to keep an eye on how long it stays on for and just make sure it doesn't go back off again. Just tap my screen. I know there's a way you can do it where it has so many minutes before it times out, but obviously it's not doing what it should be doing. Okay, yeah, Kendra's saying, yes, I was just talking to a friend yesterday about how much of a blessing Kevin is. Yeah, sorry, I've read that bit yet. Totally agree. Kevin, my husband, even likes you, and he generally just doesn't like any people. He can make friends with anyone, but doesn't particularly like people, if that makes sense. He likes you, though. Kevin's so down to earth. I think that's what it is. I'm just glad the whole system works, and there really are enough of us to support each other's channels and get them all moving. Exactly. You're uploading your walk. Okay, well, I'll check that out later. Yes, it's truly an amazing thing to see and experience tuber chat connect and grow. Yeah, totally agree. And with back on the sound, everything's going okay there. Let me know if it isn't, and I do appreciate when you point that out. It's not something I enjoy hearing, but obviously I prefer to know, because I don't want it to be where you can't hear anything I'm saying. Maybe you might think differently. You might not want to hear what I'm saying. Okay, I'm looking for 14. And these scissors, you probably can't see it now, but I cut my thumb last week on the scissors because silly me decided to clean the like adhesive off them from what I was using them on the Cricut, and decided it'll go straight through the wipe I was using. I had some like little glue wipe, glue removal wipes, and they must have been really sharp because they went straight through the wipe onto my skin and cut the skin. But it was one of them, do you know, one really annoying kind of paper cut ones on the fleshy part of the thumb. And it was, what number was this? T. That's not even a number. Oh, I think it's going to be one of those days. Okay, so what I was saying earlier before the sound and everything went off is I was having some struggles with balancing YouTube. And I think it would also be a good subject to sort of cover in some way. But obviously, I don't want it to be where I'm talking about things creators struggle with. If people of the general public, people who are not creators, would be, I don't know whether they'd be actually interested in hearing the struggles of creators, because before I started doing it myself, doing the YouTube and uploading and all that kind of stuff, I basically, might be me just being naive, but I thought, film the video. All you need to get over with is your fear of actually being in front of a camera. Do a couple of edits and upload it to YouTube. And if you do that, basically you stay within the tens of subscribers rather than succeeding and moving on a bit better. There's a lot involved and it's difficult enough. I'm a quick learner, but the problem I have is remembering what I've learned. And that is something that I've had to sort of realise myself. But everybody has their own struggles, and remembering and learning, they're the things that I've struggled with, also with the time side of things. And I just think it'd be a good idea to sort of open up and talk about what's made it easier for you, or if you've put any systems in place yourself, or what have you been up to be able to manage those things. I mean, I don't know if anybody's in the same position as me, who, doesn't have that second person to help out, watch the children whilst I'm busy or they're busy. A shared relationship. I mean, the kid's dad left when they was 12 and he's fed very little to them since. Quite a rejection for everybody, especially the kids. They're quite pleased, to be honest. They didn't want they didn't want him in their lives after the way he's shown his colours, but it does sort of make you realise that that if you want 5 minutes to go and do something, or if you want to just nip out to get something sorted, them are the things that you sort of think, yeah, I could do with somebody sort of just being able to watch them here and there. They're a bit older now, and I can leave them in for a little bit, not together, because they need a referee. Okay, so we've got some comments about how you manage being a creator. So Kendra's coming in with, I write everything down. I have to make lots of notes. Yes, I have loads of notebooks all the way around me. I also take screenshots of things on the phone, but I generally never look at them again. So they're all there. They're all sort of there ready for me to look at. And if I just take note of actually looking at them, I would have saved myself a lot of time and effort researching it again. So yeah, that's one of my things I'm going to be looking at, is taking a look at my notebooks and taking a look at my screenshots. So she makes lots of notes, talk out loud, and very clear communication with my husband in regards to memory issues from post-concussion syndrome. Yeah, I know you have some issues with fainting and some other medical issues, but I've not really gone into detail about what else conditions you struggle with. But you'll know the same type of things when you've got your own medical issues and you're looking after somebody, whether that be a child or a parent or whatever, it's difficult to sort of manage it yourself. And yeah, taking notes is definitely one strategy. And this is one of the reasons why, like I said before, I wanted to do YouTube. But what happened during COVID was I really got into doing some DIY. And I could only do so much. But whilst I was doing it, because I was forgetting everything that I'd learnt the day before, I started making videos so I could remind myself what I did and how I did it. So that the next day I didn't have to sit going on YouTube again to try and find out what I did. So I made little videos for myself and explained everything in really dumb terms so that when my dumb brain didn't want to work, I could use it. And yeah, that's where some of my videos sort of started, especially the DIY ones, right back at the beginning of the YouTube journey. Just want to check that we've still got sound. I nearly cut my finger off with a paint scraper a while ago, and I've drilled and sliced my finger so many times with a scalpel and drill, etc. The blood sacrifices had to be made for each project. Yeah, blood, sweat, and tears. Literally. Yeah. Do you know I've had a lot of cuts from bits of power tools and DIY tools. And yeah, they can be really bad, but the general like nicks and cuts and stuff like that, I actually find scissors and paper and card a lot more painful with the cuts than I did with any of the power tools that I was trying to use. I shouldn't say trying to use because I was actually using them. I was doing quite well for somebody who's never had any experience. My other half, or my ex, wouldn't let me use power tools. And one of the first things I did when he walked out after taking all the power tools with him was sorted out some bits and pieces so that I can start doing power tools. And that's why I started doing DIY projects. If you check back right at the beginning of my YouTube journey, I did a full kitchen makeover, which I am proud to say I did solely on my own. I had, the children there and my dad there to sort of, if I needed anything lifting or carrying or anything like that. But the actual general kitchen itself and the dining room project that I did was all done by little me. And that was quite a proud moment for myself and a good realization that I was able to do these things that I was told for years that I'm not allowed to or I can't do or I'm not good enough to do it. So sometimes, especially if you've been in a relationship, where they've been quite toxic towards you, it's a really good way to sort of prove them wrong. And that's what I did. Nightbot's actually making an appearance today. No sound. Oh, for God's sake. No sound here, what you're saying, I think. Oh, for God's sake, what's going on with it? How long's it been like that for, Tom? Do you know? Right, that's something to do with StreamYard, that. Now, the last, well, all the times that I've been having some trouble with on the lives in the past has been because of the OBS and not having it working correctly. But I've always been able to rely on StreamYard, of basically going straight on there and setting it up last minute if there was any issues. And it seems to be this time that it's actually StreamYard I'm having trouble with. It's still frozen on that one. Seriously? Why? Let's try. This really isn't good. I do apologise. So you've only been able to see like a blank frozen screen and no sound. That's not good, is it, really? No wonder everybody's left. I can't seem to do like a refresh or anything. You can hear me on this one, but the screen has been frozen. I wonder what's going on. Don't use StreamYard on OBS, you noob. Why? What would you suggest I do use? My youngest boys were like, "Man, her hand is really still." I really want to refresh this on OBS, but I'm bothered that if it goes off, something's not going right here. Because the one on the, right, that one's still working on the vertical, but yeah, the one on the OBS is completely frozen. I find that funny that my hand's been that still for that long. Oh, I'm really apologise. I've got all the screens open and I just didn't even notice that it's been frozen because it's like a 30-second delay. So I'm presuming you can still hear me. It's just the actual camera's not. And the camera's still on. I just can't do I can't do like a refresh on OBS from what I can see. If I exit it, it's going to end the live. How much longer are you going to be on? I think I'm actually going to call it a day because the screen's frozen. My children are due back in a minute, and I'm not happy that this hasn't been working. I mean, on the stream status, it's saying the stream is healthy, no problems, but obviously it's not. You know, it's still frozen. So you use Restream. Even the free features are much better than the StreamYard paid for features. Yeah, I just like the idea of using OBS and having all the extra bits that you can sort of do. But obviously this week it's not gone to plan. And this doesn't do any favours for people who have been joining, you know, who don't know me or haven't had anything to do with me in the past. It's not really a good impression. I know you guys are all doing you all do creators, that you're all creators anyway, and you understand sort of like what goes on and the problems that you can have. But yeah, it's not doing a really good job. You're running 90 minutes, is why you asked. Okay. I stopped using OBS because I was having the exact issue you are, right? Yeah, I just seem to have the same problems every time I try and set something up, unless I just do direct streaming. The problem that I've got as well is I can't go directly through to I can't go directly to YouTube and upload stream to YouTube at all, directly without going through StreamYard or any other kind of program. I don't know what it is. It says you need to have over 50 subscribers, and I've reached that even with the shorts, and for some reason it won't let me do it. So I'm not really sure what goes on there. Right, I am going to love yous and leave yous. There's nobody in on the vertical live anyway, so we've got the 3 here, and obviously the screen is frozen, so there's not much more point in carrying on. I can carry on chatting to you, but it's obviously a frozen screen. I'm glad I was able to hang out and chat for a bit. I've enjoyed it. I'm off to get some schoolwork done with the kids. Have an awesome day, everyone. You too, lovely. Have a great day. And Jackie, have a wonderful and blessed day. All right, love. I'm gonna head off. Just so I'm ready for when the kids get home. Thanks for joining me, guys. I really appreciate it, and I really do apologise for all the technical difficulties. I will get better at it one day. But until then, I will love yous and leave yous. If you are watching this on the replay, which I don't think you'd get to the end of this point where it's actually frozen, but if you do, if you don't mind hitting the like and subscribe button, and if anybody would like to leave a comment in the comment section after the stream ends, I'd really appreciate that. All right. What are you saying? All right, Michael. Bye bye. I'll try to get hold of you. I'm on Facebook. I'll tell you what. I'll nip on after this, and I will send you a direct message. Are you on Facebook then? I take it. Is it under the Kits and Bits? On Facebook, are you under the Kits and Bits? Is that your face? Have you got a Facebook page for your channel?